Have you all ever heard of sleep paralysis? I hadn't. I had no idea that this horrible thing existed up until this year. I've always been a dreamer. From when I was little, I always dreamt a lot. As I got into my teenage years, I would have like terrible, crazy nightmares. It was really weird. And it got so bad, it got to the point that if I was having this nightmare and if I thought it was a nightmare, I would pinch myself in my sleep. And if it didn't hurt, I knew that it was a nightmare and that I could relax. So I had already kind of found a way to navigate that. As I got older, my dreams became more and more vivid. Like, I can still remember some dreams I had when I was like 15, certain things. This past year has gotten really out of control. Extremely vivid dreams. I've woken my husband up before saying, no, because I was having some kind of a nightmare. And he would tell me, I heard you. You woke me up last night. So stuff like that was starting to happen. They were starting to become more vivid to where I was remembering a lot more details about it. And anyway, one afternoon I decided that I was going to take a nap. My little boy will sometimes take a nap, and so he was going to nap, and I decided I was going to take a nap. And Louie, quit licking your foot. Anyway, so I laid down and fell asleep, and it was really weird. I was dreaming a nasty dream, and I was like half asleep, half awake, and I could hear my dog's toenails like clicking on the tile and the wood flooring around the house. So I could hear my dog and what was happening around me. Of course, I couldn't see the dog, but because I was still dreaming. And I don't know why, but it felt like I couldn't breathe in the dream. Now, I was obviously breathing, but it felt like I couldn't breathe in the dream. And it felt like I was so scared. I was worried that I was in a coma and I was going to be in a coma forever. And finally, I came out of it. It felt like forever. And then it happened again, and I can't remember precisely what the dream was about, but I just remember that I was having a really hard time getting out of sleep. And again, I could hear what was going on around me, but I couldn't wake up. And when that happens to you, you're just like, I have no idea what's going on. And usually, unfortunately, it's like a bad dream that you're having when this is going on. So this last time that it happened, I do remember the dream. I dreamt that my husband and his friend had came over into the house, and my son was with them. And my son was carrying this thing, and he wanted to show it to me. And it was like a scary alien-looking baby thing. I don't know. It was so scary. And I told him to get it away from me. And I remember in the dream, I was laying under like a big blanket. And I was trying to look down at my hands and trying to see if I could move my hands. And that's another thing that I did in the other dreams, like trying to move your hands or feet, and you cannot move them as much as you want to, like as much as you're willing yourself to do that, they won't move. So that's the really scary part of it. And it almost feels like you can't breathe. It's just, it's a terrifying thing to happen. And it's happened 3 times this year, and it's never ever happened to me before. And also, sometimes in my dreams, I'll be dreaming something and I'll be like doing something, like someone's handing me something in the dream and I'm trying to grab it. And when I wake up, my arm is out in the air to grab whatever that person was trying to give me. It's like, I woke up one time because I was dreaming that I was giving my husband a hug, and my arms were like this, like I was hugging someone. It's so strange. I don't really know what's going on with my sleep. I'm almost to the point where I have to, there's no other choice but for me to fall asleep. I just have to fall asleep. Because I don't know what's going to happen in the dream. I don't know if the sleep paralysis is going to come back. I don't know what's going to happen. Why on earth this is happening right now, I have no idea. Have you guys, any of you, experienced sleep paralysis? I have seen a couple of videos on here which made me want to do a video on it. And there's people on there saying that it's demonic, and then there's people on there saying that you can astral project to different places, and it's like, they're like, oh, you have to relax, and then you can like astral project, which I don't even really know what that means. But when I'm in a state of sleep paralysis, the last thing I can do is relax. That's not happening. I am scared and terrified. So if any of you guys have had sleep paralysis, you know, I'm a little bit older now. This never happened to me before. So it's just, has any of this happened to any of you before? And were you young, or did it start when you were older? Or have you come up with any ways to try to make it not happen? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.